And there we go.
Nomad.
Nomad again. Ooh,
Again.
interesting map. Really different.
I hate the stats on Nomads. You don't know where
Yeah, it's so
to
hard
be
to get an
looking,
overview
where
of all
they're
the
all
players.
going.
I'm just going to wait a few seconds, see when everyone settles.
Nice town. I'll take it.
Yeah, it's hard to see. Anyway, civilizations. Mayans, Vikings, and Persians against
Same as the Alien
Mongols.
Nomad.
Mongols, Mayans, and Persians.
Ooh, interesting. A difference in civs. So the Chinese team isn't going for Vikings this time and exchanged it for the Mongols.
Yeah.
So they're probably opting for more of a land battle rather than water fights.
Well, they've got a lot of land to certainly be fighting over. It may
I have
not.
to say, considering the civilization choices, this is a very good thing for the civ choice. Because they are not easily harassed from the water if...
The only saving grace is the 2k4MyAss team. If they do go some water, I don't think they'll go much, but they can fish boom like hell. Look at the fishing.
Yeah, there's an awful lot of fish on the left side. Not sure what everyone is setting now. Okay, the guy is in the right corner.
Juan still hasn't set the TC yet. He's just walked past Paladin. Oh, he's setting really close to Paladin.
Oh, yes, indeed. Paladin and Juan are like...
Both Mayans.
This is the second time they're up... They are next to each other as mines,
yeah.
but this time it's even closer. This is going to be interesting. Who is closer? Because Fire is really close as well. Fire and Juan are really close to each other, and Paladin might be in like a 1v2 scenario. On the other hand, Lang is on the north of Fire.
Yeah, Lang is not far away.
This seems like quite a 2v2, because the guy is completely on the other side of the map.
Fight it.
But I'm not sure where Moonlight is settling in the complete left. So the Gao is actually really excluded from this fight.
The Gao's excluded from everyone, isn't he?
Yeah, he can just sit there all day and go a bit for a boom and sling someone.
But I don't know where Juan is gonna get food potentially. I'm assuming Paladin is gonna try and get them deer quick.
Yeah, I think the same thing. Did they actually scout each other?
But yeah, Juan knew where Paladin was.
Solid going up. And for Paladin... Paladin did not notice actually, or did he? I'm not sure if he saw the placement.
Juan's got absolutely nothing to take there. He might try and sneak one of those deers.
He could try and go for those deers, but at least Juan has like the sheep and a guaranteed shorefish. That's one weird puddle, by the way.
Paladin, you mean, has got the shorefish. Juan won't
Yeah,
take
my
that
apologies,
shorefish.
Paladin indeed. Wow, Moonlight got an awful amount of food, like, no, actually a really good amount of food. He has 3 bulls, 6 sheep, and even 3 sheep scouting at the moment.
Fire hasn't got a great spot either.
Fire's really struggling to get his food. Okay, he got a reasonable amount of sheep, and he is Vikings. He got a nice dog, so he should be able to get some food in. And small war about a wall.
Yeah, the Paladin has told him he can't wall yet, which Juan has stopped. I don't like Juan and Fire. They're both.
Oh wow. Paladin actually opted for Ailey Loom, where Huang just directly got a house and went for village production. So he cannot really fight Paladin off for now.
I don't know what they Fire and Juan are gonna have to try and do something like block Paladin in, because Juan is in such a bad spot. Fire's not in a great spot either. Where's Fire's dock?
Fire's dock is really good. It's at a high water part. But Fire doesn't really have a lot of gold close either. I guess it's close enough to actually go through Ale, but the same holds for Juan. Like, where is he going to get gold? Because Paladin just simply got his DC on the gold. He shouldn't have any trouble there, but Juan needs to get all the way south, all the way to the right to actually get some gold. Okay, he might be spotting this gold on the left here.
I mean, Juan chasing around Paladin's villas has probably helped him a little because he's managed to find some deer.
Yeah, indeed. And he found the gold as well, if I'm not mistaken.
Keep him in this game. I dislike Nomad starts and times, and it's all over the map for ages.
The girl doesn't have an awful lot of food either, but I'm not really concerned about him too much. He's so far away from the others. He has some time.
Well, the ghost Persians as well. He's gonna fish.
Yeah, he can
got his
fish
dock
and
going.
continue villager production anyway. This is going to be rather interesting though, because let's be honest, it's quite of a 3v2, and Juan and Fire do not really have a great spot, whereas Lang has a decent spot. Maybe did not find. Okay, he did find his gold, I think.
Moonlight's got a good spot to get up. So
Yeah, but does Moonlight have gold? They do not really have gold, do they?
Well, he's scouting for it. He's spotted a little bit of gold. There's a fair way away, but if he sends his villagers early enough, then he'll be fine.
Yeah, it should be fine then, but they do not have an awful lot of gold in the north, even though Juan and Fire do not have a lot of gold either. So, let's see if the Go is going to be such a great player this game again, where he really needs to do a lot in the late game, since he gets the opportunity to boom and actually has most of the resources. A lot of field work coming on.
It's messy, isn't it? Very messy game.
Yeah,
Messy
especially
spots.
of course due to the start of Juan and
I'm surprised
Paladin.
Paladin's allowed Juan to take as many deer as he did. He's obviously going heavily into the fishing.
Yeah, indeed. And this is why I find it very interesting, because as we mentioned earlier, one team opted to go Vikings as a civilization, while the other team went for Mongols. And if they are really relying on this water for food, then the Galliwas might be very favored for the Vikings. On the other hand, Fire... And I will check if Fire found his gold yet.
There's a huge amount of fishing to be had here, though.
Okay, he found one of his golds, not the best one, but it seems okay. He got 2 boar lures, and he's luring a 3rd boar, so Fire should have a decent feudal time, and he might even be able to go for galleys. And maybe get the small eco on the water down. Okay, the Go is going for the 2nd dock in the right corner.
They haven't really found people yet, though, have they?
Not really.
The whole thing at the moment seems to revolve around Juan and Paladin trying to hold each other up.
Yeah, indeed. But something interesting to mention is that Juan actually has 13 villages, where Paladin has 18 villages. That's such a huge difference.
Well, Juan has spent probably more time trying to delay and wall in and block. And
Yeah,
harass.
it's true, but what is he actually denying? Because he simply... Paladin still has gold, he has some food income, and probably stocking as well. Okay, he's walling off his TC. Interesting choice.
I thought Fire was going to come in with one, with a villager each, and just try and pin Paladin into that tiny little spot there, which I thought was Juan's sort of chance or play when he decided to drop his TC right by Paladin's, because he knew where Paladin was. He walked straight past Paladin, flared him, said Paladin, then dropped his TC. So
Yeah, indeed, he knew where he was setting his TC, but I'm not sure why he actually... Of course, you have to drop your TC before a certain time, but this is really... well, it's really a disadvantage for Juan. His TC is just in a worse spot.
Fire's moving through with 2 vills. I don't know if they go in for any res or trying to dock more, but he's fastest to feudal age.
Wow, Moonlight has an awful lot of villages stuck here. He was probably planning on taking those deer at the coast, but
Yeah, I
Juan
think
warded off just in time. But he's going to lose another villager to it.
They wanted to move down, indeed. You can see how many villagers Moonlight sent down. I don't know if he was heading towards gold or, like you said, trying to get the deer maybe.
That was set as hunters, so I think it was for the deer, but I'm not sure.
Fire's...
Because that is his only gold, actually, so with that walled off, he actually has to go to Paladin's gold and share that one. What's quite remarkable as well is that Fire is at the same village account as Quan, but I haven't really seen Fire losing any villagers. Do you have any clue why he is that much behind?
No. Well, he didn't have a great map, so...
But he got
saw
3 balls.
He sent 2 villagers forward through to one, and I thought maybe he was going to stop, go forward and put a tower sort of by Paladin's house. That would have completely denied both Paladin and Moonlight gold.
Oh, so
But he hasn't.
Lang is
He
actually
went down
going
to
barracks
do
here and
more
actually
docks.
walling off our Fire's gold, so that might be a problem for Fire, and he doesn't have stone either for a defensive tower or anything like it. So Fire is actually cut off of a lot of core resources, and there's a watchtower coming up from Lang at the wall.
Well, he's got gold behind the tree line, if you notice.
Yes, but if he goes offensive with that, he walled off,
Yeah.
you know, so it's really easy for Lang to catch him there.
Well, Fire knows he's having to walk all the way around to get to
Yeah,
that
he
gold.
should know this with these villages, of course. One is really late feudal. Cool. His village account is reasonable again. He made up a bit. The go is really fish booming, as we could expect, of course. He's so far away from all other players. He should simply go fish boom, go fast castle, and maybe get some knights out, see if he can help his teammates. Well, knights is like the only reasonable choice, because he has to get over such a large layer of land to actually help out his teammates. Okay, so Fire is actually going for galleys here. As we expected, he's Vikings. He probably wants to opt for a little more water aggression. And he's actually on the Paladin's
He's going to
fishing
harass
ship now.
Paladin's fishing no end, isn't he?
Okay, and Fire is also getting
Defensive
defensive tower on his
tower,
gold. He
yeah.
really wants this gold. He knows this is my only gold I have in the neighborhood. So he just wants to lock it down with his tower.
Oh, tower
And
coming up.
there's Paladin getting a tower up.
Yep. It's not going to help one at all.
Now, Juan is so much behind his late feudal. He doesn't have a high amount of villages. His fishing ships are okay in amount, but these towers. But I think Paladin did not mine any additional stone, did he?
No, I didn't see Paladin on stone.
Oh wait,
One's not in too bad.
Paladin
position.
must have been mining extra stone because he got a second tower up next to the wood line of Fire as well.
One saving grace is he's going to be fairly safe at the moment to fish because of Fire.
Yeah, indeed, he can be happy with that protection. So his food eco is going to be okay, but I honestly cannot find where Paladin is mining stone, or did he buy stone or something?
The guy's going.
Oh, he's mining stone at the back next to Lang's base.
The guy's going double stable. I'm assuming he's just going to send knights straight away up to.
Yeah,
up
as
to Lang.
mentioned, they really need knights to go forward and actually be there on time.
Yeah, the guy will night push into Lang, and they just hope that fire clears out water, gives them free fish boom, and then one stays alive versus Moonlight and Paladin.
Yeah, it seems like fire is going to get a water for actually not with much resistance. It's something to expect as one team opts for the Vikings, so they obviously have an advantage in water.
They got quite a lot of fishing and resource invested in the top of the map though, which is
Yeah,
safe,
that's
safe for
quite
a while.
odd. If they just went a small amount of fishing ships, then okay, you can afford to lose it, but this is a lot to lose. Fire still is protecting his gold fine, so he should be able to continue this galley production, but he's for now getting more fishing ships because he's noticing, hey, I'm not getting enough food.
One's gonna have a few knights running around his woodline soon. And he's not gonna be having any help from anyone.
No, indeed. It's going to be really hard for him. And Moonlight is already getting siege as well, so that TC from Quan is going to get pushed over real quick. So... Now, Dugo's castle is rather late, actually, considering he has to travel this far.
Yeah, one saying he needs help. He definitely needs help. Fire's gonna need help as well. The knights from Moonlight are gonna come in and wreak havoc.
Yeah, his wood line is so... It's just so in the open. I mean, his wood line next to his TC just got blocked by those towers, and he's taking stone, getting a more defensive tower on his wood line, but that isn't going to do an awful lot against those knights.
He just chucked his barracks up as well. Obviously, he needs to try and stay alive in that spot.
Paladin went some fierce, and Juan's gold is going to get destroyed by those knights.
He's gonna get in. He's gonna get in. Juan's gonna try and run.
Yeah, it's his only option to run, but he's going to lose an awful lot amount of villages doing so.
And there's a mangonel on his TC as well with the knights to support it. Now Juan's in a whole world of trouble.
Yeah, indeed, and the guy really has to start doing something. He's getting camels, so he can deal with those knights easily, but... Is the damage already done?
The damage is definitely already done.
Yeah, indeed.
They're going to need a whole heap of work from to go again to stay in this game. Otherwise, this is going to be 2-2.
Yeah, indeed. Well, they got the water for free, but...
Yes. They haven't really taken advantage of it yet, though. I mean, Juan's even still on shorefish. He's been so busy in his base. The guy's coming in with the camels now that mangonel's down. And obviously Moonlight's not going to be able to keep pushing there with the go with the camels. But in the meantime, Lang is also able to keep on going and booming and not hit at all.
I heard someone going monks, I think. I'm not sure whether I'm mistaken or... Oh yeah, it's Lang going monks as well. Probably expecting to go knights and or camels to deal with his knights. Okay, so the go is obviously going for quite a high eco, and now especially knights and camels. So his army is probably going to be a bit larger than Moonlight's or Lang's army, but I cannot see him beat them both actually, because Juan just has to retreat now.
The guy's gone fire ships as well. I don't understand that. Fire's had no resistance whatsoever on the water, and the guy's gone for fire ships.
Yeah, that's... I find it quite a bad decision. I mean, Fire already had fine water control, and I guess he ran into one of Moonlight's fire ships, and that's why he was like, okay, I need the water defense as well, I need to hold my fishing ships. He invested quite a lot of fishing ships, probably thought he needed to defend it. And
the guy's got too much to do, I feel at the moment. I mean, he's got to try and protect Fire, protect Juan, and do the stuff himself, and hit Lang.
Yeah, indeed.
It's a lot for the go to do, which he's currently doing, but they can't stay like this. I mean,
They have
can't see
like 2
Paladin.
players, maybe even 3 booming now.
Paladin's not going to be sitting there slinging and staying as a sling, whereas you know Fire's going to be slinging. So there's going to be 3 Chinese armies and 2 2k4 armies, but one is really hurting the game.
Okay, so Paladin is continuing the tower rush on Fire. Fire getting a defensive tower up, it should be... I think he should be okay for now, but of course...
Yeah, until
he
that,
wants to get to the castle now, and...
But Moonlight Siege will come in, won't they, behind those towers, so...
Yeah, indeed, not a lot of value in those towers. He's actually getting the blacksmith now, and he got a market, and I guess he wants to age up ASAP. And he's researching coinage, just like Paladin, so I think those 2 players will be slinging.
I think the push is going to come. Is the push going to go into Fire now? From Moonlight?
Okay, the guy's getting a 3rd stable. He really needs to have this production, uses camels and knights.
Well, his boom's been quite good if you look at the Gauss pop and village account.
Yeah,
Obviously he's fishing.
yeah, he got a 2nd TC real quick and
heavily.
full villager production. But Juan is still getting pushed by the siege, and those towers aren't really helping him either.
Gauss got enough of a fight on his hands, I think, versus Lang.
Yeah, indeed, and that's like the main problem. I mean, Lang has been doing quite a good economy as well. He has 2 TCs up and running, and
One's
yeah, the guy
first TC's down.
got his 3rd, but yeah, Juan is just really behind at the moment. Not a lot of military he can go for, and I'm not sure what his plan is going to be. Fire is finally opting for the castle age. And Paladin is actually going some galleys, and probably wants to get them into the water eco when they're not expecting it. He's actually getting some more docks as well.
Oh, Fire's getting hit by Lang. At the same time.
Ah, yes.
They could go
And
in
where
with
are the
wood
ghosts?
line so easily.
Where are all the ghosts? And the ghosts still getting more fire ships, I think. Or... okay, he got 1 more, not a lot. But
Got a lot
I
of
feel like
knights.
the ghost should be having more camels and knights at this point. Where are they? He only has...
Well, they're running. There's
No,
a
he has
few.
21 military, but where?
There's a few running through Wan's TC now. If you look.
Ah, yeah, okay,
Pause.
there it is.
Game pause.
And he got a few in the back defending against some Knights of Moonlight.
Is the game paused for you?
Yeah, it is.
Wan's just trying
Okay,
to
there we go.
reboom and rebuild and keep constantly moving back. Fire Castle.
Yeah,
Age.
another pass?
Yeah. I don't
Okay.
know what Fire's gonna plan on doing with his Castle Age, but
Yeah, I was just wondering the same thing. I cannot really see him getting Knights at the moment. Maybe he just wants to get more TCs up and see if he can get a bit more of a boom going, but I'm not sure if he can afford to not go military at the moment.
his best bet now is probably Siege. Yeah, Siege going down.
Yeah, indeed, Siege Workshop is coming up. Probably wants to get his Mangonels to get his the enemy's Mangonels down, and maybe some Rams later on to deal with the towers.
Yeah, Siege and Monks.
Yeah, indeed.
be his
Oh,
best
Moonlight
bet.
is getting some converts off. This seems not really a favorite fight for the Go and Quan.
Well, it was worthwhile for one. He just sent spears, which took out the mangonel. But the Go lost,
Yeah, it buys
lost
him
a
some
few
time,
there.
of course.
Yes. Start the game already.
Another pause.
I think that was... Yeah, it's great that he got down the manga now, because it buys him some extra time, because he can of course not take down the TC with just some camels and knights, but the Gao seems to really lack force. If you see what Lang has on the right hand side, if Lang goes to push and
Yeah, he's going to hurt the
Moonlight goes
Go.
push as well.
Yeah, exactly. The Go's going to be pulled all over the map again. It really needs one back in this game with military, being able to hold off.
He's getting another stable and also a university. I'm thinking he might be opting for an Imperial Age, and he has the resources for an Imperial Age, so we might see the Go going Imperial Age and getting those paladins.
Well, he's going to need to do something special. I mean, look at the population difference. To Go 124, Fire 50, and 149.
Okay, the Go is up into Imperial, so he's going to have a technological advantage soon, but he needs to do something in the meanwhile as well. Even though he's doing pretty well against... Okay, but he's going to get grouped now, I fear. Meanwhile on the water, there's still some fire ships battling a little bit. Fire mainly got the water with a reasonable amount of war galleys, but nothing too much exciting is going on.
They're probably lucky, the 2k4 team, that the bottom half of the map is just empty, so they're just constantly running back and trying to build down low all the time.
Yeah, indeed. So they can just move back a little bit and get those resources where necessary, so they cannot be harassed. But of course, you have to mind this cavalry storming in.
Well, he has to be very wary of Lang as well. I mean, Lang's Mongols, and he's not really getting harassed or pushed.
No, indeed. Actually, Lang is more on the offensive side and just getting more and more knights. And I think he has 3 TCs up and running. Actually, 1 TC just got destroyed next to the water due to Fire's galleys. Oh wow, he even has more TCs, and he's getting a castle. So I think we might see an Imperial and Mangudai later on. But he doesn't really have the resource for the Imperial Age, so I guess that will take a while.
One's getting harassed big time by Moonlight. I'm surprised he's not coming in with some siege with it though.
Yeah, Quan is really getting punished because the Go simply has to be on the other side with his full force to deal with Lang's camels, and well, if the Go isn't there to protect Quan, then he's heavily disfavored against Moonlight, who simply got a time to build up and boom.
Well, Wan's going to be in trouble very soon once Moonlight moves in with the siege. With the army Moonlight's got there, Wan's going to lose that TC.
Yeah, indeed. With those 2 ramps coming up and this amount of cavalry and monks behind it,
And the Go,
I don't think Quan's TC is going to hold much longer.
the Go can't risk going out too far either because he knows Lang is constantly there.
Yeah, he really needs to cover both sides, but he cannot fight both sides at once, because then he simply will be outnumbered. He is researching cavalry at the moment though. But he has a small number of knights going in his base as well from Lang, but he's sending some knights back.
But
Actually,
he's
he
going to
might
meet
even-
the
no,
Go's
he's sending-
coming. The Go's coming
his
into
half
Wan's
is full
TC.
back.
Look, if Moonlight is watching, then the Go is going to lose that fight. Oh, he's still hitting the TC Moonlight. Okay, spotted it.
No, there's some monks from Fire behind it, so if he markers them correctly, he might at least get the 3 conferred. Nice palisade from Juan next to the market. And there goes TC trying to get those ram downs before they can move on, but those villages are just going to get destroyed by this heavily armored knight. Fire is doing what he can, harassing from the water, but it isn't really doing an awful lot.
Moonlight's still got too much there for to go to even think of pushing him back. He's going to stop a further push for now, but Moonlight's going back.
Yeah, Fire is simply rebuilding in the complete south. Juan is doing the same. They're like, okay, we're going to retreat, build up a little bit and see if we can fight them then, because it isn't going to work there.
Yeah, but they're constantly going back, and all the time then the Chinese team are being able to build more and more and more and boom more.
Yeah,
and
at a
more.
certain moment the map is going to end and they will have to accept it.
Because again, the go is just pushing everything through to Moonlight to try and get Wan back into the game, but the whole time now Lang is just left there as Mongols.
Yeah, indeed. Lang just gets the opportunity to go even further and further, and he's getting castles up, so we can see Mangudai soon as Lang just clicks up Imperial Age, and Moonlight is imping as well.
Moonlight is full of camels, if you look, and he's going to hit Imperial Age soon. They're going to become
and
heavy
Cavaliers
camels.
aren't really going to do anything against the camels.
Cavaliers, potentially soon to be paladins, are just going to be completely wrecked. And
Yeah, indeed, but he isn't even upgrading to paladins yet.
But in the meantime then though, the Mongol has been able to build his castles and build his army up and push with Mangudai. Now, they've got the score lead now, but this is
I do not have a lot of it.
I don't have any faith. I don't
Really
have any
playing the role we
faith.
expected him to do. Like, he got a really big boom, he got the largest force, but Juan and Fire were suffering from that because Moonlight was putting pressure way earlier.
No, the Ghost played like a monster all the games so far, but this is not going to be one of them where this succeeds.
Yeah,
It's really
and
not.
the main
It's got too
problem
many
here, he's going Paladin now, but I'm not even sure if that's going to do anything,
No.
because Lang and Moonlight are both opting for camels, and without support of his teammates, there's no way the Go is going to deal with that much camels if he fully tags into cavalry.
One building his first castle.
Yay,
Trying to get in as
go
Mayans.
Mayans.
I mean, they're probably lucky-ish in one respect that Paladin has stayed feudal age with Mayans and with his spot probably that decided he was going to be slinging.
Yeah, I figured.
But you know, once Lang hits Imperial, it's going to be heavy camels, and Moonlight's already getting heavy camels.
Yeah, indeed, and all those camels deal with his cavaliers easily.
Because the Go was going to be pretty much on his own with an army. He needed one to be 4 castles, full plumes.
Yeah, indeed, those plumes will be able to deal with with most of the camels, but one castle production isn't enough to deal with this amount of camels.
Lang is struggling for gold, which I'm surprised at. He's got enough gold spots.
Yeah, he had a hard time getting the gold in the north because of Fire harassing it with Navy. He simply decided to castle it, and well, he has another gold spot indeed. The Go, on the other hand, has 1.8k gold banked up, and he isn't really using it. Okay, Juan is doing a second castle here, and they're actually trying to damage Paladin a little bit. Ooh, and they found Moonlight's DC with his cavaliers. Moonlight left his DC completely unguarded.
Gold.
However, seeing all these paladins over here means they can freely initiate on the other side and
Yeah, it
kill
won't be
whatever
long
is
before
left over
Lang.
there, and that forces Fire to retreat even further down the map. Okay, so Juan is starting the bloom production. That will help a bit against the camels, but I'm not sure. His eco isn't really top notch, so he cannot really pump out a lot. He has an awful lot of stone, but you need resources to create these blooms as well, and in the meanwhile that those blooms need to be created, these paladins are going to get chased by camels and Mangudai.
Moonlight and Lang starting to push in towards to go now. I'm surprised Lang went all the way back, but they're so open at the bottom of the map. So open. The
Yeah,
manga dice. When Lang gets enough elite manga dice, that's all of 2k4's
That's so much harassment
economy.
to deal with, and they're not really in a spot to take any more. Okay, so Fire is actually slinging Juan a little bit because they know they need these plumed archers against the camels and the Mangudai.
I'm surprised Paladin is staying. He's going to Castle Age now. If Paladin stops the sling, gets up to Imperial. I mean,
That's going to be painful.
Moonlight's got 89 vills himself, and Lang has got 123 as Mongol, fully boomed. Do you know what I mean? They don't need Paladin slinging anymore. If Paladin comes into this game, Imperial.
Yeah, then they're simply going to push it out, and well, if you get some castles up.
Lang is more and more elite Mangadai now, mixing with heavy camels. The Go's gonna have a hell of a hard job stopping all of that.
The guy is actually getting some barracks now. I guess he's going to get some helps in between to actually deal with these heavy camels, but they are just going to be ripped to shreds by this Mangudai.
Mangadai, exactly. Game keeps pausing a lot.
Yeah,
now.
indeed.
I don't know if there's an issue maybe with some lag on the players or something. The game sort of runs when it runs is fine, but it's pauses a lot.
Yeah, it's a little bit weird, as if they are using a lot of small pauses.
I don't know why Paladin is thinking of going back on docks on the water unless he just wanted to try and fish. But this is all land.
Paladin was actually opting for some galleys earlier and see if they could harass a little bit of the fishing economy of the other players. But it wasn't too effective as Fire simply had some war galleys left over.
Yeah, this time of the game it's just not worth it. Considering they've got nothing on the water anyway, do you know what I mean? If they were still partly in the water, then yeah, fine. But everything they've got is all land-based, and the map is hugely land.
Yeah, indeed. It's really more important at this stage of the game.
If Juan is not in this game strong enough to be completely alone and okay on his own, by the time Lang decides to hit the Go, then there is nothing the Go can do to keep them in this game.
Yeah, indeed. And that's going to be the main pressure point here. But on the other hand, Juan is actually into Imperial Age and actually having 3 castles of plumed archer production, so he's back on the track a little bit due to the sling of Fire, but this of course means Fire is going to be behind instead of Juan.
I'm just going to say the Go needs to be going back here, he's going to lose all of that. And the Halberdiers coming in. Well, Juan's got some plumes there, but
yeah, it's not enough to deal with all the Mangudai, but it certainly helps out. I'm just more curious whether that's an Onager or a Ram inside it, inside the Siege Workshop, because that can be really devastating for those plumes.
No, it's not Onager, it's Cap Rams.
Okay.
Another pause.
Yes. Start the game already.
They are actually pausing if you look.
Yeah, indeed. Juan is getting another castle on the right hand side, and I really like the amount of castles they are getting out because one, of course, he needs the plumed archer production, and a second, camels and Mangudai aren't too strong against castle fire. I'm wondering whether the Go is going for the capped rams here. Yeah, he's researching siege ram at the moment, so we can probably see 3 workshops siege rams coming out soon. Ooh, but there's a big wave coming from Moonlight for Juan's castles, and the Go has nothing in the neighborhood to actually deal with those rams, and plumes aren't really great. Okay, Juan is already calling him to get back and defend this side, but an awful lot of camels following these paladins. And of course, he wants to get these trebuchets and keep them alive. But that means losing the other side, so they're actually in quite a tough spot here.
Ooh, Moonlight's gonna lose most of those camels there.
Ooh, this doesn't seem like too good of a fight.
No, it wasn't a good fight.
And in the meanwhile, yeah, okay. The Go is sending some paladins to the left, and it's actually a bit sloppy of Moonlight to simply forward
even-
7 rams and
He
nothing
ran away
else.
with his camels. Yeah, his camels just left the rams alone. But I think
Yeah,
that
it's a
castle
bit
is
sloppy.
still going down. Oh, he moved them off. He needed one hit. One hit and the castle was down. And he moved
come
them
on, do
away.
it.
Try and save them. Maybe the two will turn around and go back and take that castle down, but... And on the right hand side, to go and Juan have stopped that push.
One is
But Juan's back
actually
in the
getting
game.
a high number of blooms back again.
Yeah,
I guess
one's-
partially due to the Sling of Fire, but he's really getting back into the game. But as Paladin, I think Paladin is still slinging because I do not see a lot of military production. Actually, he has 2 military, so that's like no production. And Moonlight is back to 16 as well, and he is opting for Hussars, I think. And he's probably going to send these Hussars in the back to deal with, to raid the economy, because they're not going to be very effective against these Paladins. Of course, they do stand a chance against the Plumed Archers, but well, I'm not sure how effective they are over there.
Oh, they've done an awesome job. 2k4, I gotta give them credit. The go has kept everyone in it, and now Fire has slung Juan back into this game, and absolutely back in this, not just back in this game, they're back in control again. I thought this was gonna turn
Yeah,
really
indeed, they had so
bad.
much pressure, but the good thing from Fire really gave Juan the opportunity to get enough blooms to deal with those camels.
But they had all this bottom of the map to build back into, and you know.
Yeah, they really had a lot of space to
retreat
fall
too.
back to, and they just could balance it in time, like they could stabilize it.
Start the game already.
I think Paladin staying this long slinging when both of his partners had enough villagers and everything themselves anyway.
Yeah, they're like
is
at
really hurting them now.
140 and 100 villages. I do
I
not
mean-
really see why he would continue to
That's
sling.
an excellent fight there.
Yeah, indeed. Getting all those castles down, of course, also means the Mangudai production is getting way
And
lower.
one is building on top of it as well each time. It's a good push. I mean, there's lots of stone there. There's still gold there, but more importantly, it not just stops the push, but they're actually forcing Lang back.
And getting the castles on the front line is really important, because as I mentioned earlier, getting those Mangudai or camels into castle fire, that's a lot of damage for those units.
That's a huge push to the right hand side now to push that Mongol back that was fully boomed and all on his own.
And one thing I like to see as well is it seems like they're starting trade on time this time, because they got the markets from top to bottom of the island.
That's really strong now. This is
That makes sure they got enough gold to continue this production.
Mahusiv. Juan's on 9 castles. They got us. Well played, 2k4. Really,
Yeah, this
we
push
are
is way too strong. And
definitely
there's not
seeing
too much
game
happening
5.
on the other side, but there's only a few hussars and camels there.
I mean, to me, this is as much of a GG as the one the Chinese called earlier.
Yeah, indeed. I'm curious. Okay, they are getting some onages in here. That might deal with the plumes a little bit, but I'm not seeing how they're going to push this back. They're
No,
going to
there's
need an awful lot of siege. That
there's
needs
not
to survive
enough.
those paladins.
There's not enough elite Mangadai there, and there's no camels at all, so even the siege is just not going to stop, because the guy's going to risk going in with some paladins to take the siege out anyway, and then him and Juan can see what's there. And they'll just go and they'll push. I mean, Juan's really excellent
indeed.
building. slapping castles on top of every ground they take.
And
10 castles now. This is
Chinese
this
team
is GG.
started to trade as well, but they might run into trouble if those paladins rush through. I mean, there's only 2 castles in between it and not a lot of army.
This is GG. Once those castles there go, this is GG. And I'll be amazed if they don't call it.
Yeah, indeed, it's really amazing. Yeah, I know, it's on, I guess. Don't blame me.
Now, there's nothing coming from anywhere. There's no risk. No risk to the go and one at all. And once the rest of all these trebs and army move up, there's nothing left. I'm amazed.
Yeah,
GG
indeed,
hasn't
and the
been
paladins are getting into the trade as well. And they have no map to fall back to, so no, I think this is playing out game.
Mongols is down to 3 castles. He'll soon be down to 1 castle, because these other 2 here are going to be gone in no time at all.
Yeah, he's building more castles, but he's running out of stone as well.
See again, 1 castle, 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 castle. Every bit of space and spot they take in, he's dropping. He's
Yeah,
building
indeed.
on.
But of course, they got plenty of stone to do so, so it's a great decision.
And there's nothing at all coming into Dogao.
Even
or
if
Wan.
Ardus blooms gets flattened by an Onega, it's going to be.
There's so many
replenished in a few
castles he
seconds with
can
this amount of castles.
replace. No, he's up to 11 castles now. 1.
Oh wow, that's amazing.
Soon to be making his 12th.
I actually got a few galleons on the markets as well, just to put a little extra pressure on. I'm not sure what a GG isn't called.
I'm amazed when you think they call GG when we thought it was much too soon earlier on. Maybe this
Yeah,
is
indeed.
because this is the deciding game. They know.
I guess
that-
it says something about perspective, doesn't it?
Yeah, once they call GG on this one, that's it. There's no next game, so maybe that's why they're continuing. But there is no return here. There's no light for any of them. And there's the GG.
Yeah, that is.
Another monster game from Dogao. Wow,
Yeah,
I
indeed,
mean,
really-
one played really well getting back, and Dogao definitely needed one back, which came with Fire's help, obviously. But Dogao was the monster there and kept that going. Well played, 2k4. I'll have a look at the achievements this time, guys. I don't know what you want to look at, but I'll just put it on the screen for you to see. But well played, 2k4MyAss, and MVP without a doubt for me. The whole series was Mr. Dogao, without a doubt. I mean, Paladin in that game, I think it cost them. He stayed as the slinger when neither of his allies really needed the sling. They both had okay enough ecos, even if they slowed off a little. So what? If Paladin had come in like Wan came in, then that would have been
Yeah,
a different,
indeed.
different thing.
One really became a big factor in the game again, where Paladin was just only sending a little bit extra of resources on already such a large economy.